Humanity's declaration of independence and subsequent loss of the governor left human beings in a state of rebellion. The government of earth, as exercised in the life of every human being, became essentially one of rebellion that did not have the purpose of the kingdom at heart. Every person has been born into this state since the initial rebellion. Theologian Paul of Tarsus put it this way: for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We all fall short of the essential nature of God and everything that makes him praiseworthy. He is the perfect king. His kingdom is the perfect government. Yet we have distorted the image of the perfection within us. And all our efforts to execute government on earth in personal and corporate ways have fallen deeply short as well. A culture of darkness and death. When a country becomes independent after being a colony, it usually elects or appoints its own governor. This governor does not teach the people about the culture of the former home country, but only its own similarity. When the heavenly government recalled the governor, human beings stopped learning the culture of heaven and created their own culture, which they passed along to their children. We stopped living heaven's values and began to have our own independent ideas about life. The recall of the governor was a devastating loss to the inhabitants of earth. We must ask ourselves, how well are we doing? What has the nature of our culture become? One of the first things that took place after earth lost the governor was that a man was murdered by his older brother. What a way to start a new culture. Instead of the kingdom of heaven defining and transforming earth, a kingdom and culture of darkness came upon it and began to spread. Adultery, incest, abuse, and demonic violence are all parts of this culture of darkness. It destroys young and old, strong and weak. We are still experiencing crime upon crime, brother killing brother. Whatever the governor of the king does not rule, you will find murder and other instances of man's inhumanity to man. The abuse and destruction afflicts families, communities, businesses, and government, the whole realm of the human existence. All this transpired because human beings listened to the treacherous lies of a rebellious former aide to our King Father, who wanted to usurp the colony for himself. Jesus of Nazareth described Lucifer as the father of lies and a murderer. He also said, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy." When this disgraced former general took authority over the territory of earth, the natural result was devastation and death. His intent as the illegal governor on earth was not to bring freedom. It was to steal people's lives so he could ultimately destroy them. He is a foreign ruler who has taken over the colony of earth and desires to destroy the original culture of the inhabitants. He rules over a destructive kingdom of darkness in which human beings have become either his willing or unwilling accomplices. A kingdom and culture of darkness came upon the earth and began to spread. What have we done to this planet? From the time of humanity's rejection of the king and the loss of the governor, human beings have been attempting to dominate the king's colony without the mind and heart of the king. Trying to run the planet without the king's nature has led to a breakdown in human authority and power to address vital issues. It is the source of the world's poverty, genocide, terrorism, political corruption, drug addiction, broken homes, and every kind of evil that can be named. We have created a state of rebellion and confusion. This world is a disaster without the governor. The promise of the king. The colony of earth crumbled under the absence of the governor. Without his presence, the human race lost its dignity and sense of responsibility. It became confused and chaotic. The people experienced a living death, even though many people still struggle to do good. This is the essence of the culture of earth today. As the descendants of Adam and Eve, we are unable to rule on behalf of the heavenly kingdom because we abdicated our rule to Lucifer's culture of darkness. Yet, remarkably, immediately following humanity's rebellion and the loss of the governor, the king promised the rebirth of the governor and the restoration of earth as a territory loyal to the kingdom of heaven. The most important promise the government of heaven ever made to humanity was the return of the governor because he is what every human being needs for true life. He is what the entire world needs, or the territory would forever remain in a state of chaos and death. Even in the immediate aftermath of the rebellion, the king gave an indication of how he would restore the governor. He told Lucifer, I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offsprings and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. The king's plan was to send an offspring to be born in the colony who would restore kingdom influences to the colony. He would crush the power of the realm of darkness, take back the kingdom authority that was stolen, and restore power and authority to those to whom it was first given, humanity. We would be reinstated as local rulers on behalf of the heavenly kingdom once again. This would happen because the king would reappoint the governor to the colony of earth. Seeking the governor. I believe that the bottom line in every person's search for power and meaning in life is this. They are actually seeking the return of the governor, though they may not realize it. Many people feel they are missing something in their lives, yet aren't sure what it is. They try to fill the emptiness with a variety of things: money, relationships, parties, drugs, sex, alcohol, work, sports, or vacations. In fact, I believe that every person, whether he is Christian, atheist, Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Shintoist, Scientologist, animist, or even Satanist, ultimately desires the same thing. He wants to feel what is missing in his life, and only the presence of the governor in his life can accomplish this. A human being without the governor is dysfunctional because he's never complete. His very purpose requires the presence of the Holy Spirit. Therefore, if a message were sent from the kingdom of heaven to earth regarding the fulfillment of the king's promise, the restoration of the governor, that message would not be a religion. Neither would it be a self-help method by which human beings could use their own abilities to solve their problems. It would be a message about the kingdom and the return of the king's spirit. Wow, what a powerful chapter. Adam and Eve's decision to rebel wasn't just about eating fruit.